Hi guys, so welcome to the video. Today is 16th of March and Nifty has already started. So we saw a brutal selling week last week where Nifty fell by almost 1300 points. That was the sharpest fall of negative 5.3% which we have seen in this current year. Now, if you're thinking whether Nifty will go higher from here because it is currently trading at oversold levels, whether we should go and buy, whether or we should wait for the confirmation, is this war going to end here or are we going to see a recessionary price action going forward? If you have these questions, then guys, I will be discussing each one of them right now and in the live market scenario when the market has already opened, right? So we will quickly go and see of how the global cues are currently looking. Well, if you haven't seen, heard of what happened during the week, last week and the weekend, I will quickly give you an update. Number one, that Iran has finally agreed to allow passage of ships except for US and Israel, so other countries can get their ships passed from Strait of Hormuz. Number two, there has been an escalation in war between Iran, Israel, and US because US and Israel have finally attacked their Kharg oil facility, which is where the Iran exports oil from. So this war will intensify going forward till the time things settle up. Number three, we are seeing a spike in crude oil and dollar index, which should be the case. And in this scenario, when Nifty is currently trading around 23,150 levels, should you as a trader go and buy and start hunting for stocks? This is what I will discuss in this video. And let's quickly begin and let's start, guys. And extremely sorry. I will honestly tell you that I started this stream at 8:45, but somehow I started the broadcast but did not press the button of go live. I'm doing this again. I have been doing this session from 8:45 to now 9:19, and then I realized that this session did not even go live. मैं पिछले 35-40 minutes I was discussing exactly what I will discuss now. I'm doing this all over again. And so guys, this is the what I can say. This happens when you do live initially. So this is my really initial levels of attempting to go live on YouTube, which is why I need your support, which is why I'm trying so hard. But I've been into markets for quite some time now, and which is why I thought that I see people who struggle to understand things in the stock market, and this is my attempt to educate you in the stock market. And nevertheless, I will do this live stream again, and I hope that you learn from this. So let's quickly take a look at Nifty 50 weekly chart. So what is happening currently? We will let market take 15 minutes to settle down, then I'll discuss what is currently happening. But as of now, abhi tak kya lag raha hai, I am discussing just that. So this is the weekly chart, guys. Last time Nifty fell by almost 5.3%, and it was a brutal fall, the highest so far we have seen in 2026. This mechanism to repair this thing will take some time. And what I am watching as a trader is what I will tell you now. See, you see these gaps. These are the gaps that I made in the live in the session that I just did at 8:45, but somehow did not record and press the go live button. So I'm doing it again. So you see these gaps, guys. These gaps, I'll draw them again. No worries for you. I'm ready to put in my best efforts. So you see these gaps. These gaps show that this Dalal street was caught off guard. What does this mean? इसका मतलब ये है कि एक सरप्राइज नेगेटिव इतना था कि मार्केट गैप डाउन. कोई भी अगर सरप्राइज एलिमेंट ज्यादा स्ट्रांग होता है, सो मार्केट गैप्स डाउन. ऐसे ही सरप्राइज पॉजिटिव होता है तो मार्केट गैप्स अप. तो जो ये गैप्स होते हैं ना, दीज होल्ड्स अ लॉट ऑफ सिग्निफिकेंस फॉर द स्टॉक मार्केट पार्टिसिपेंट्स. एंड एज अ ट्रेडर आई एम ऑलवेज watching these levels. So how Nifty behaves at these gap downs is what I am more interested to look at. इसीलिए इतने ओवरसोल्ड मार्केट के बाद भी। तो जो आज का ये रन अप आने की कोशिश हो रही है, दिस इज अ डेड कैट बाउंस। व्हाट डज दिस मीन? अगर एक बिल्ली मर गई है, उसके बाद वो एक बाउंस करने की कोशिश करती है, तो क्या आप मान लेंगे कि वो बिल्ली जिंदा है? ऐसे ही अगर मार्केट इतनी गिर चुकी है, तबाही मार्केट में इतनी मच चुकी है कि अगर छोटी सी भी रिकवरी आए, तो क्या आप मान लेंगे कि ट्रेंड रिवर्स हो गया, अब यहां से निफ्टी ऊपर जाएगी? एब्सोल्युटली नो। सो टेक्निकली वी यूज दिस वर्ड डेड कैट बाउंस, कि अगर मार्केट इतनी ओवरसोल्ड है, तो वहां से थोड़ी बहुत रिकवरी अगर आती है, तो वो एक डेड कैट का बाउंस ही है। इट इज नॉट अ ट्रेंड रिवर्सल। ट्रेंड रिवर्सल के लिए यू नीड solid confirmation not just from the indices but also from the overall market breadth and the stocks। ये जब तीन कंफर्मेशन मेरे को मिलते हैं, आई यूज माई ओन प्रोप्राइटरी स्कोर, जिसमें मैं बहुत सारे डिफरेंट पैरामीटर्स एंड इंडिकेटर्स को ट्रैक करता हूँ, and I give them different score points and then see of how the overall score is currently looking, and whether that gives me a confirmation or not is how I decide whether I go to trade or not, right? So we just discussed Nifty currently looks in a bad shape. So I wanted to do this before the market opens, but now since the market has opened and I have literally nothing to do because the market is showing no confirmation, I am doing it again. Let's go to the Nifty 500 index. You see these gaps again in Nifty 500, here. These gaps are something that again I'm watching at. And till the time I don't see good price action at these levels, I am not aggressive. So currently, to give you a perspective, I am 25% invested in the stock market. Remaining, I am putting in cash. Now, till the time I don't get a confirmation, and if the market falls another 5 to 7% from here, the only thing that I will do is I will add a few more ETFs which I track and use in my investment portfolio. I will do nothing in my trading portfolio. Trading portfolio will remain untouched till the time my remaining 25% positions show good amount of positive price action and the market gives me confirmation. Now Nifty 500 again is in a downtrend, and if you look at the weekly index, last week it fell by almost 4.85% negative. So this is what happens when the market remains oversold and there is lot of selling pressure and there is hardly any buying. So Nifty has again turned negative, and इसीलिए बोला जाता है that whosoever is rushing to buy at 9:15 and thinking that they will make huge amount of money in these oversold levels and this will change their destiny, then please remember that price is always supreme. As a trader, I trade price and not hope. Please, I am repeating this again. I trade only price action and never hope. So see, as a trader, you need a price confirmation to manage your risk, right? You trade price, you decide what will be your reward and your risk, and that is how you manage your risk in your current live trading position. Hope brings a lot of negativity for a trader in the overall performance. I tell you why. Now, hope brings the bias that things will only be in your favor. Now, let's say if I buy a stock A on the hope that it will go up from here, what am I doing? If it doesn't go up, I will not respect what my stop loss is because I still think that it will go up, right? Now, if it falls another few percentage points, I will think that this is even more better time to buy the stock. I will what? I will average that stock. Now, on hope, I have not reduced my risk, I have increased my risk. So, for a trader, if you are hopeful of something, then it is so bad for you that you are forced to become an investor, which I don't like. I've done this in my initial years of trading, that hope trading. I've learned this in some brutal manner in some cases as well, that hope trading is forcing you to become an investor. Now, hope is a beautiful thing for an investor. इन्वेस्टर ये होप करता है कि उसने जो पढ़ा है और जो मैनेजमेंट कह रही है वो सही होगा। इन्वेस्टर ये होप करता है कि गोइंग फॉरवर्ड मार्केट यहाँ से इम्प्रूव होगी और शायद एफआईआईज और फॉरेन इन्वेस्टर्स का पैसा फ्लो होगा और इस स्टॉक पे किसी की नजर पड़ेगी। इन्वेस्टर ये होप करता है कि यहाँ से इसका पी मल्टीपल जो है उसकी री रेटिंग होगी और ये स्टॉक का और मैग्नीफुल रिटर्न्स मिलेगा। सो दीज आर होप थिंग्स फॉर एन इन्वेस्टर। इन्वेस्टर ये होप करता है कि मैनेजमेंट शायद ईमानदार रहेगी और गद्दारी नहीं करेगी। सो होप इज अ ब्यूटिफुल थिंग फॉर एन इन्वेस्टर, बट फॉर अ ट्रेडर इट इज एक्सट्रीमली बैड। जितना गलत हो सकता है होप में उतना गलत होता है एक ट्रेडर के साथ। सो आई स्टे अवे फ्रॉम दैट। Moving on, let's go to the mid cap index. Mid cap index daily chart में is looking absolutely bad. So these are the MAs. ये जो line देख रहे हैं आप, white, green, red, yellow. These are the moving averages. It is nothing but the average of the price. अब अलग अलग मूविंग एवरेज अलग अलग चीज बताती है। व्हाइट शोज द 10 डे, ग्रीन इज 21, रेड इज 50 एंड 200 इज ऑरेंज येलो, राइट। जो भी चीज 200 के नीचे है दैट शोज दैट डेली चार्ट में 200 डे मूविंग एवरेज के नीचे है, दैट शोज दैट दैट थिंग हैज लॉस्ट द ओवरऑल लॉन्ग टर्म ट्रेंड। अब मिड कैप इंडेक्स का ट्रेंड यहाँ पे ब्रेक हो गया था विच वाज 2 मार्च 2026, जब इसने 200 डे के नीचे क्लोजिंग दी। दैट वाज द टाइम जब ये इंडेक्स ने अपना लॉन्ग टर्म ट्रेंड ब्रेक कर दिया था। अब जब इंडेक्स ने ट्रेंड ब्रेक कर दिया है तो वो जब तक कंफर्मेशन मेरे को नहीं दे रहा है कि द ट्रेंड हैज नाउ रिवर्स्ड, आई विल डू नथिंग। आई विल नॉट एक्ट ओवर स्पॉट एंड थिंक कि यार यहां से ट्रेंड रिवर्स हो जाएगा। रिवर्सल से पहले मैं इसको पकड़ लेता हूं, शायद थोड़े से पैसे और बन जाए। दैट इज होप ट्रेड अगेन एंड आई नेवर डू दैट। Then is the mid cap select index. I also track this index as it has good constituents of stocks. This is only why I track this. 200 day ke niche, there is no point discussing anything right now. Then is the small cap index, guys. Small cap index has broken this support. This was the last support of small cap index. Last week, Friday को इसने इसके नीचे close दिया, which shows that there is lot of selling pressure and there is no buying strength. जब तक ये रिवर्सल नहीं लेता and till the time it does not reclaim its moving averages, I am not interested in small cap index. Micro cap index is similarly showing the same story. अब आप देखेंगे जब से इसने टॉप बनाया इन दिसंबर, इट वाज इन दिसंबर 2024, ये वहां से ऑलमोस्ट 25-26% गिर चुका है। माइक्रो कैप इंडेक्स इज व्हाट आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट। अब अगर ये 25-26% गिर गया गैस तो ऑलमोस्ट स्टॉक्स लगा लीजिए 50-60% तक गिरे हुए हैं। कुछ स्टॉक्स तो 70% से ऊपर भी गिरे हुए हैं। There's a very good theory of Mark Minervini. He's a good trader, American top, not just good, he's a legendary trader in US. I personally follow him a lot. He has a 50-80 rule. He says that when the correction happens, 50% of the stocks will fall 80%, right? And 80% of the stocks will fall 50%. That is so true. I mean, I am seeing this happening. I see this happen when I backtest my different previous corrections. और ये रूल अगर आप याद रखेंगे तो आप इस करेक्शन में ऐसी बेवकूफ़ी नहीं करेंगे स्टॉक्स को बॉटम आउट होने से पहले पकड़ने की। 50% stocks fall 80% and 80% stocks fall 50%. This is the literal definition of uh, market correction which Mark Minervini gives. Now this is Nifty Alpha Index. I track this because I buy ETF, as I just told you, in my investment portfolio when the market falls and I see a level where I should put in some money in my investment portfolio. Trading के लिए I'm not doing anything in this. Banking index में अगर I just show you something, just look at this, guys. Look at this rally from September till February. Not September, yeah, still September to February. It was 6 months. It took 6 months for the index to reach at this level, and it hardly took 2 weeks for the index to come here. एक चीज पॉइंट ए से पॉइंट बी तक पहुंचने में 6 महीने लेती है और वापस पॉइंट बी से पॉइंट ए में आने में 2 हफ्ते लेती है। इसका क्या मतलब है गाइस? ऊपर जाने में लगे हैं 6 महीने, नीचे आने में लगे हैं सिर्फ 2 हफ्ते। It shows that the amount of selling is overpowering the buying. बायर्स को वहां तक स्टॉक को और इंडेक्स को पहुंचाने में 6 महीने लगे, बट सेलर्स को वहां तक वापस लाने के में सिर्फ 2 हफ्ते लगे. सो आई विल नॉट डू दिस स्टुपिडिटी ऑफ रशिंग एंड बाइंग एट दीज लेवल्स, क्योंकि अभी सेलर्स डोमिनेंट मार्केट है गाइस. हमेशा एक ओवरसोल्ड लेवल पे जो शॉर्ट्स होते हैं वो अपना प्रॉफिट बुक करते हैं, इसीलिए वो थोड़ा सा डेड कैट बाउंस आता है जो मैं आपको बता रहा था. बट इवेंचुअली इंडिसेस में स्ट्रेंथ नहीं होती और वो वहां से और गिर सकते हैं. इसीलिए इट इज एब्सोल्युटली वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर यू टू कीप पेशेंस. अगर पेशेंस होगा तो सही मार्केट में आप अपना पैसा बचाकर इन्वेस्ट और ट्रेड कर पाएंगे. बट अगर पेशेंस नहीं होगा और इस मार्केट में आप सोचेंगे कि आप ही सुपीरियर हैं और प्राइस एक्शन को आपसे बेटर कोई नहीं रीड कर सकता, तो आपके पास इवेंचुअली कैपिटल ही नहीं बचेगी जब मार्केट सही होगी. उस सही मार्केट में आने के बाद हम अच्छे से पैसा बना सकते हैं, बट गलत मार्केट में गलत ट्रेडिंग के साथ हम बहुत जल्दी वो पैसा खो सकते हैं. तो आप इसको समझ लीजिए और इस चीज़ पे गांठ बांध लीजिए कि आप ऐसी गलती नहीं करेंगे. चाहे जितना मर्जी आपको लालच आ रहा हो, चाहे जितना मर्जी अच्छा कोई चार्ट आपको दिख रहा हो, बट यू विल वेट फॉर द कंफर्मेशन. Now, Nifty financial services index is in the same shape, guys. Banking और इसमें देखिए similar fall है. Both trade above below the 200-day moving average line. There is no trend in the banking space. Surprisingly, the PSU banks are doing great. They are still above the 200-day moving average line. दो 50 के नीचे हैं, 50-day moving average line ही रेड लाइन है, इसके नीचे हैं, but still above 200. This shows that they still have some strength left from the banking sector. Now this is the auto index. Again, a straight fall like banking in the auto, and things are just not the best there. No point picking bottoms in auto index. Pharma is by far looking the best. The index, it is trading above its almost at its 21-day moving average line, and this red line is 50-day, and it is trading above that. And this is what I am watching out for. Guys, 1 second, I will just take this call. All right, guys. Sorry, I am back, and it was an urgent call, so I had to take it. So I was discussing Pharma index. Pharma is by far looking the best because it is above its 21-day moving average line and above 50 and 200. So this can be one good space where, if things improve and if the indices improve, where I'll be more than interested to see the price action and pick a few leading stocks. निफ्टी डिफेंस हैज ऑनेस्टली, जो बोलते हैं ना कि आपको शायद जिससे सबसे ज़्यादा होप होती है वही सबसे ज़्यादा डिसअपॉइंट करता है. दैट हैपेंड विद मी इन दिस इंडेक्स. इतनी ज़बरदस्त लड़ाई में भी इट सिंपली कुडंट होल्ड अप, और इट इज अगेन बैक एट द लेवल्स वेयर इट वाज. तो ये होता है होप ट्रेड, कि अगर आप होप करते हो कोई चीज़ को, तो आप शायद इस पूरे फॉल में नहीं बेचते ना, आप यहाँ पे प्रॉफिट बुक करते हैं. आई एम गिविंग यू एन एग्जांपल. तो ये जो होप ट्रेड होता है ना, this is the reason for why most traders fail in stock market. तो ये नहीं करना है। मेटल इज स्टिल अब बिलो इट्स 50-day मूविंग एवरेज लाइन, अगेन ओवरसोल्ड, बट स्टिल अबाउट 200। तो लॉन्ग टर्म ट्रेंड इंटैक्ट है, बट शॉर्ट टर्म में वीकनेस है। एफएमसीजी सुपर बैड गाइस, देयर इज नो पॉइंट डिस्कसिंग एफएमसीजी। इसका तो लॉन्ग टर्म ट्रेंड ही डाउन ट्रेंड और नेगेटिव है। मतलब सारे इसने लेवल्स को ब्रेक कर दिया है। आई एम एब्सोल्युटली नॉट श्योर व्हाट इज हैपनिंग हियर। इट इज इन अ वेरी बैड शेप। Consumption is again in a very bad shape. Big no for consumption. Real estate is super bad. So ये जो मैंने बनाया था वो लाइव सेशन में बनाया था, जो मैं बता रहा था आपको, जो नहीं रिकॉर्ड हुआ. So this, so what I am telling you by this is that you don't need any news. You don't need to watch any news. You just need to watch the price action. अब रियलिटी इंडेक्स का अगर आप प्राइस एक्शन देखेंगे, यू विल सी कि ये जो इसका एंगल है, दिस इज डाउन ट्रेंडिंग एंगल गाइस. मतलब कोई भी इसको देख के ये बता सकता है कि ये एंगल कैसा है. अगर मैं इसको लाइन चार्ट कर दूंगा तो इट विल बिकम मोर इजी. अगर मैं इसमें मूविंग एवरेज हटा दूं तो आपको समझ आ जाएगा कि कैसे चल रहा है. देखो, इट इज गोइंग डाउन एंड इन अ डाउन ट्रेंडिंग फॉर्मेट. सो हमारे को सिर्फ प्राइस एक्शन को देख के ट्रेड करना है. वी डोंट नीड एनी कंफर्मेशन फ्रॉम एनी यू नो news channel or any newspaper ki bhai you go and buy this. We need a price confirmation in technical language and technical analysis. अगर टेक्निकली कोई प्राइस कंफर्मेशन दे रहा है और आपको बाय बोल रहा है, देन यू डोंट हैव टू लिसन टू एनीथिंग एंड जस्ट गो एंड बाय. बट अगर कोई चीज आपको टेक्निकली मना कर रहा है हर एक एंगल से, हर एक प्राइस पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से, और आपको कोई एनालिस्ट बोल रहा है इसको खरीद लो एज अ ट्रेडर, देन इट्स अ बिग नो. बिग बिग नो. ऐसे ही मोस्टली नए ट्रेडर्स फंसते हैं मार्केट में. So I'm not a fan of watching news before the market opens and during the market. I just use news to track things, if anything big comes up. But I still take a confirmation from price. Invest infrastructure index, guys, is still below its 200 days, so bad shape. Energy is still somewhat better. Sideways consolidation chal rahi hai. Nothing is happening, neither falling nor increasing. Still shows strength क्योंकि indices में fall आ रहा है, but अगर energy index नहीं गिर रहा है, this shows strength. ऐसे ही public sector enterprises index is again similar. IT is again so bad, guys. Now, if you see, we are the service providers of IT, right? We provide services globally. We are not the manufacturers of products. हम IT products को नहीं बनाते हैं. We are neither NVIDIA. We do not make any supercomputing chips, graphic chips. We are not Google, we are not Apple, we are not Microsoft, we are not Claude, Anthropic, we are not ChatGPT. We are the consumers of all these products. And at best, in the IT sector, we provide services to these companies, right? Ab, if these companies in the US face some demand slowdown, then definitely we have an impact on the Indian IT industry. And if these companies face survival crisis because of the AI boom that we are seeing in US and globally, then these companies, the US IT companies, will face so bad reaction in US that Indian companies will face even terrible reactions, which is exactly what is happening. अब कोई आपको बताए कि AI में जॉब्स जाएंगी नहीं जाएंगी, क्या AI IT US IT कंपनीज को रिप्लेस करेगा, क्या AI से हमारी इंडियन IT कंपनीज को फायदा होगा या नुकसान होगा, ये सारी चीजें प्राइस में है गाइस. एवरीथिंग इज देयर इन द प्राइस. आईटी सेक्टर का आप चार्ट देख लीजिए, जस्ट सी वेयर इट वाज एट सिमिलर लेवल्स. ये जुलाई 2021 में ऑलमोस्ट सिमिलर लेवल्स पे था, एंड करंटली वी आर इन मार्च 2026. ऑलमोस्ट 5 साल हो चुके हैं, 4.5 से 5 साल के बीच में आईटी इंडेक्स ने ₹0 का रिटर्न दिया गया. इस ₹0 के रिटर्न को अगर आप सोचें तो इसका क्या मतलब है. पिछले 5 साल में इसका मतलब ये है कि इन कंपनी की ग्रोथ नहीं हुई है, या इनकी वैल्यूएशन इतनी हाई थी कि इनकी ग्रोथ जो थोड़ी बहुत हुई भी है वो भी प्राइस दिन थी. और अब तो ये नेगेटिव हो गया, 200 डे के नीचे ट्रेड हो रहा है. पुराने सारे इसने ये जो लेवल्स थे सपोर्ट के, दिस वाज द लेवल ऑफ सपोर्ट, ये इसने सारा तोड़ दिया गाइस. दिस level, when it broke below this, was a clear sign that there is some trouble in the Indian IT space. We can see this. India VIX is showing some cool off. Let's see if things, how things work. अगर ये elevated रहता है, तो this is a big concern for traders because it brings a lot of volatility to the markets. And when it cools off, then price action behaves in much better fashion, in a stable manner. Now let's quickly take a look at the global indicators. Now, dollar and INR conversion. Dollar is currently 92.4 rupees, almost trading at its all-time high. And however, measures that RBI has taken so far has done no benefit to bringing the dollar down and depreciate the dollar. So जो इंडियन रुपी में अब depreciation हो रहा है, that is a concern for the in overall Indian economy because it increases our import bill. We are the net importers, guys. हमारा जो import है वो export से ज़्यादा है. अब अगर डॉलर स्ट्रांग होता है और रुपी वीक होता है, तो जो हमारा इंपोर्ट, जो हम सामान मंगवाते हैं इंडिया में, दैट बिकम्स मोर एक्सपेंसिव. एंड व्हेन दिस बिकम्स मोर एक्सपेंसिव, देन आवर फिस्कल डेफिसिट इंक्रीजेस, विच इज अ बिग कंसर्न फॉर द इकोनॉमी. कि इसका मतलब ये है कि आपका खर्चा ज़्यादा है और कमाई कम है. तो दैट क्रिएट्स अ प्रॉब्लम फॉर द इंडियन इकोनॉमी. अब ये डॉलर इंडेक्स जब तक 100 के नीचे, तब तक कोई कंसर्न नहीं है. आई इन द लास्ट सेशन इट आई गॉट एन अलर्ट एट दीज लेवल्स. मैंने मार्क करा हुआ था 100 का. At presently, it is all trading roughly at 100 rupees, 100 level. And if it goes above from here, then it is a concern for us. Crude is still at almost $99. अगर ये cool off नहीं होता, then the technical shape of crude is such that it can test its all-time high levels. Japan is negative. Bitcoin is, so I track Bitcoin just to track liquidity, nothing else. I don't trade in Bitcoin. Copper is negative. Few gold is negative. Silver is also negative. Well, this is it, guys. So now my question is whether I am trading at these market scenarios. The answer is no. I am doing nothing. Market start ho chuki and you can see that I've done nothing so far, and I will do nothing till the time I get a confirmation in the stock market. जब तक indices मेरे को confirmation नहीं देते, I am doing nothing. सो अब इस चीज को साइड में करते हैं गाइज, एंड चार्ट्स को हटाते हैं, एंड लेट्स ब्रिंग अस हियर. सो आई एम डूइंग नथिंग as of now because I do not have the confirmation by the indices, by the market breadth that I track, and by the stocks. So my psyche of how I am operating in the stock market. Yours can be different, guys. I'm sharing mine. I'm not a registered SEBI research analyst to give you any advice. So you do your own due diligence and research before you take any such action in the stock market because it has a lot amount of risk involved. So I have 25% capital deployed currently in the stock market. That is doing two things. Number one, it is giving me good exposure to not miss any gap ups, surprise gap ups that can happen in the stock market because we are at oversold levels. Number two, it is not giving me any FOMO that I am going to miss something from here, and is giving me enough cushion to manage my risk if we fall another 10% from here. Now, I track market breadths, different set of indicators, and I have my own proprietary, my own developed scoring card where I get a confirmation from the final score whether to go aggressive or whether to push the accelerator or take my foot off the accelerator. So as of now, that score is suggesting me to stay away from the market and take the foot and completely turn off the engine and just sit idle. अभी मैं कुछ भी नहीं कर रहा हूँ till the time I get the confirmation from the stock market to get active and from my scorecard to be more aggressive. Number 3, that अभी जो indices का level है at oversold levels, should we buy indices when the RSI is low Does this mean that the indices are suggesting us to go and buy? I will answer this question on a video in a video on Wednesday, this coming Wednesday, where I will explain that any low and oversold RSI does not mean you to go and buy. Why is that so? What are the examples that I use to corroborate this? Is what I'm going to show in that video on Wednesday. You guys can please go and subscribe the channel right now. Press that bell icon so that you get that ting in your mobile phones when I upload that video, because that video is just so much important that I can't tell you. You can save a lot of money watching that video. You can make a lot of money watching that video. You can be a good trader watching that video, and you can never be trapped in market scenarios like these after watching that video. So see you tomorrow at the same pre-opening levels, and hopefully this time I get that go live button turned on at the right time, and hopefully I shouldn't have to do this session again tomorrow. So tomorrow at 8:45 is when we meet again with the pre-opening market analysis. And if you really like this content, then please go and like it, share it with your friends and your investing community. And if you have any questions, that I will just take a few more minutes to see if we get any more questions. Let's see, guys. If you have any questions right now, let's see. All right. So if you do not have any questions, then it's okay, because I am seeing a few questions that you can legibly have at these market levels, and which can help you in somewhat manner. So number one, please guys, don't be hesitant to ask any question. And if you think that market is right now suggesting you something, and if you're not understanding it, then you can ask it in the comment section below. So you might be having a question that should I buy the dip here? Is this dip good enough to buy? Then my honest answer is that I am not buying this dip, because every dip we have, say, a trader or an investor who has recently joined the markets have only learned to buy the dips, but they haven't known good enough कि कब उन डिप्स को बाय नहीं करना और कब एक सब्सिक्वेंट डिप्स के बाद भी और सब्सिक्वेंट डिप्स आ सकते हैं. You should know this. Not every dip is supposed to be bought. You should know when to buy the dip. And generally, when the market is in a confirmed trend, then you should buy that dip. But when the market is showing highest amount of weakness and has lost its long term trend also, as we discussed, अगर निफ्टी ने अपना 200 डे मूविंग एवरेज लाइन ही ब्रेक कर दिया है गाइस, and if Nifty is not doing anything, then how come are we suggesting that we should buy this dip? I am not buying this dip till the time I get a confirmation from the stock market. Now, some of you might be thinking that in the beginning, is this the beginning or a bigger crash is waiting, or is this just a correction? Then, guys, there is no point anticipating things, whether the war will get more worse from here, whether we get into a nuclear war, whether China will intervene, whether Iran will now attack a different country. So these are larger questions, and news will always make you in a position where you will never be able to take decisions. So न्यूज को हटाइए साइड में, अभी सिर्फ प्राइस इंडेक्स पे बात कीजिए. अगर प्राइस इंडेक्स आपको ये कह रहा है कि भाई अभी मैं बढ़ने के मूड में नहीं हूं, so a subsequent correction can also happen, and we might just be in the middle of the correction. We might have, let's say, half of the correction left, or we might have just 20% correction left. We cannot pick bottoms. Never fish bottoms. बोलते हैं ना, the renowned traders in the stock market say that never fish bottoms. Mark Minervini, who is the legendary trader in America, I personally follow him and adore him a lot. He says that during a correction, there's a rule of 80 and 50. 80% of the stocks fall 50% and 50% of the stocks fall 80%. This is somewhat we are seeing currently in the stock market as well. So we are definitely in a good correction. Now, where this correction will stop and where we will see that trend reversal happen in the indices and where we will see that upside rally starting is still awaited. There is no confirmation currently, and we will wait for the confirmation. Till the time we have this confirmation, I am personally sitting out and watching and observing the market. And when I finally have the confirmation, I will take back a few more positions and see how they are working. And if they're working fine, I will increase my exposure. So, this is how you trade in the stock market. Well, if you really like this content, then please go and like it and comment. If you have any questions, I will try to answer them all. And I will see you tomorrow at the same time, 8:45. And hopefully, you also have some questions tomorrow and join in at the right time because tomorrow I'll see you exactly at 8:45. Thank you so much for watching and Jai Hind.